This is Dr. Sarah Mungione. She is a dentist at the Josée Lafontaine Dental Clinic in Morin Heights. On Friday, January 13, 2023, I received an email from Ms. Durocher saying that my son and I could no longer go to this clinic. No one at the clinic had ever met my son and chose to discriminate against him due to his association with me. The decision was taken at the behest of Ms. Mungione. This is my call to the clinic.
Bonjour et bienvenue au Centre Dentaire Josée Lafontaine. Oui, bonjour.
Yes, hello, Ms. Durocher. This is Eric. How are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. So I received your email, and I believe you were the one who texted me over the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So what exactly is the nature for the closure of the file? Because a lack of confidence is pretty vague.
To go to the dentist is very important to feel comfortable for you as a patient to come here and get some treatment. And for my staff too, my dentists, hygienists, everyone, it's important to feel comfortable too with the patient. I think last time and some other times you came and you were not happy about the way some of my staff act with you or said. I don't remember exactly everything, but I remember, but it's not one thing, it's different thing. And so I feel that you're not comfortable and you're not in trust when you come to our office. So my dentist, she said I'm not comfortable to serve someone who I don't feel good to treat, and it's important for you and for us to be in really a mood that we trust each other.
I appreciate that you are telling me how I need to feel. I'm 51 years old, so I already know that if I don't feel comfortable with a particular situation, I'm pretty good at knowing that I won't continue with that situation if I don't feel good with it. So what I would like to maybe have with you is a more of a real conversation as opposed to just a diplomatic one. So if you could perhaps, was there something specific that I said or that I did which made your clinic decide that they did not want to continue doing business with me? You decided unilaterally to just end the services or the treatments, but there's no mention of any specific situation that might have occurred.
I'm sorry, but I won't go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to start to say that day and someone said that, and I don't want to start that. The point is, if my team are not comfortable to serve a patient, it's sad, but it's so important. They cannot be feeling some stress, some pressure to treat someone. So if they don't feel comfortable, it's really sad, but we cannot go on together.
You don't want to give me any specific reasons why?
No, I don't want to go to do that. No.
Okay, cool. Dr. Mungione, I remember that when she did the cap on my tooth, or the crown, sorry, the way that she performed was extremely skilled and very knowledgeable. Was that ever mentioned, though, that I complimented your staff?
Sadly, no, I didn't heard that.
Okay. Did she tell you that at one point when this was being done, I had my phone with me. I did take a recording of the crown. This was during the time where there were greater health measures put in place. So Dr. Mungione had the full shield mask, and additionally, she had the other mask as well that everybody was required to wear. And at no point when I was recording did anybody talk or give away information. I was just simply recording the crown. When I was leaving, she came up to me and she said, "I don't want you posting this on any public forum." So I said to her, "There's nothing that was revealed, not your face, not your identity, not your voice. What would be the issue?" And she just insisted that I don't post it. So that was one instance where I did ask a couple of questions and it was not well received. The second time when I had an issue with her, I was late and I contacted you guys. I said I'm going to be 10 minutes late, and it turned out that I was 15 minutes late. I received a call after 10 minutes from Dr. Mungione asking me where I was. And she did not sound pleasant. There was no civility. It was just a stressful demand to know where I was. So when I arrived, I was told that I would have to choose between a cleaning and an exam. I wasn't happy about that. And I said, "Well, why didn't you tell me this? I was still near my house. I could have just rescheduled." And the lady said, "Well, this is the situation. You don't have a choice. I understand that people are having an issue with me, but at no point did I ever call your clinic to complain." There was also another instance where someone had messed up my scheduling. So I took a day off work, and then I received a text asking me to confirm a date that was not the one that I had planned on.
Yeah, I remember that situation. I was involved.
Yeah, and if you were involved and you were the one that told me, "Well, we're doing the best with the staff that we have."
Yeah.
So again, at no point did I ever yell insult, denigrate. I sound stern, and I'm 6'5". I weigh 230 pounds. And I have Middle Eastern ancestry. So I don't necessarily look like your typical person from Saint-Sauveur. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe perhaps people are maybe focusing a little bit more on my physical appearance. When I'm not happy, ma'am, like I frown and it looks on my face that I'm not happy.
I can understand it.
At no point
my
did I ever insult anyone. At the beginning of this conversation, you said that you texted me to make sure not to inconvenience me.
Yeah.
The appointment was not for me. What did my son do to demonstrate that there was going to be a lack of confidence? This is a discrimination against my son based on an interaction that they've had with me.
No, but when we go with like a person in a family, if we have an issue, but we go with the family because it's logic. That's it. It was nothing about Roman. We never met. You don't have any file with us.
What was the reasoning behind canceling his appointment, although you have never met him?
You're the responsible, so we have to do business with you to see your son. So my dentist was clear that she don't want to receive you in the office anymore. So when I close the file of the family. It's just like I said, just logic.
You sent me a text so I don't waste my time coming on Monday. But the thing is that my son, I made an appointment for him a month ago, and I received your email on Friday at around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We had already sent the school an email telling them that he was going to miss school. He had an exam that he rescheduled. And on Friday, receiving an email from your clinic at 3 o'clock in the afternoon did not give us enough time to reschedule with another clinic. And he has a mother. So there could have been a call at some point. Someone could have called me and they could have said, we're having some people make some notes about your behavior. You seem a little bit intense. You seem a little stern. For me to never hear anything is me being misled by the people in your clinic. For you never hearing that I complimented Dr. Mungione is me being misrepresented. There are no calls to me to discuss this beforehand. There are no solutions that are being put into place, such as, hey, how's about we find you another dentist? It seems to me that Dr. Mungione does not like to have people oppose her. I've noticed this in the way that she interacts with the technician who assists her. I saw her get very severe with her staff. I can understand that. She's an excellent dentist, so maybe perhaps whenever she encounters an issue, she probably doesn't react very well. But I don't understand why there's the patient abandonment. There is a duty of care. And me receiving an email on Friday, 3 in the afternoon, the clinic is not giving me ample time. It's discriminating against my son because he's associated with me. There are no calls. There's no other options that are being explored, such as his mom coming in.
I did think of that, and I asked the dentist, the owner dentist, Dr. Lafontaine, because the other dentists work for her, and we have a lawyer, so we spoke with the company lawyer too, and they said that they prefer to close for all the office, so all the dentists include. So it was an option that they reject. I'm sorry about that.
You don't think that that's going to cause an emotional trauma on the person that you're completely throwing away like this without any consideration?
I try to consider to don't do the trauma to you, and it's sad, and like you are really, really good, and you explained very well. I have to give you that, really. But we all nervous to call you, or nervous to talk about the situation, or more just delicate, because it's not like big thing, you're not the worst person in the world, and we know that. It's just delicate a little bit to talk about the situation, but sadly nobody have the capacity or the knowledge to face that kind of situation. I have a full page of notes when you were talking, because you bring really, really good point. And I was wishing I can give you that kind of service that you are so good and you're expecting. But really, sadly, in a little business like dentist office, we don't have anyone do that kind of managing.
I have to protect myself as well, right? I know that sometimes I demonstrate certain behaviors which might be off-putting to others. Does your questionnaire ask your potential patients about mental health issues? When I come into the clinic, it'll ask me if I'm allergic to anesthesia or whatever, or if I have epilepsy or high blood pressure.
Take medication.
Is there a component in that questionnaire that asks about mental health?
If medication are relate, yes, they will.
Okay.
If no medication and the patient don't say anything else you want to talk about, we cannot guess no.
Okay, because if there were a question like this, then I would have told you that my mental health is unstable. I suffer from extreme depression. I've had anxiety since the age of 11. I was sexually abused at the age of 4. My father used to regularly physically abuse me. He used to strangle me and punch me. My mom was an alcoholic. My other sister died in Tanguay. She died of AIDS. And my other sister was murdered. She was shot in the head 3 times by the Hells Angels. When I go out into a social setting, I have a lot of issues when it comes to people who speak to me in a way that might be a little bit aggressive, or if they start opposing me, then I start getting worried and scared. And so I have an anxiety attack, but I try to breathe and I try to control it. But at no point did anybody reach out to me. You are all in a medical profession, man, and your primary goal is to take care of people. So what I'm hearing is you want to select clientele that doesn't pose a problem. To have a doctor call me on the phone and practically yell at me, "Where are you?" is not proper. But I'm the one who's being subjected to the consequences. Now that you're aware of all of this, I would like you to go back to your lawyer. I would like you to go back to your staff, and I'm giving you the opportunity to make things right, because right now I feel abandoned, I feel depressed, I feel anxious, I feel hurt, I feel betrayed. I need you guys to make this right. I didn't engage in a business interaction with your clinic in order to be subjected to all of this.
I have to think. I can. I don't know what to say to make you more comfortable and more don't feel all those bad feeling. That's not my point at all. My point is really that it's a win-win. You have to be comfortable when you come to any service. It's health service, and it's the same for us. So it's mutual. That's why I wrote that in my email, because it's so important that it's mutual. So if you don't feel that we are the good person to treat you, it's important you find someone.
No, ma'am, I always felt that your clinic was really competent. What I'm explaining to you is that I don't feel comfortable in any situation because of all
your history.
Because of my mental health. I have not done anything that is egregious. I have not yelled. I have not put anybody down. I have not insulted anyone. All I did is I asked questions, and I looked severe, and I might look intimidating, but now you have the backstory, and now you understand what's happening in my mind. I think it would be important to ask the people who made this decision, are people with mental health issues not entitled to medical services and dental services? Is that what your clinic is communicating to me?
That's what we want, but I understand that you can think that.
I told my son's mom, I'm really tempted not to bring Roman, because I hadn't seen the portion about Roman. I said, I'm really tempted not to bring him and support this business that's essentially rejecting me. I'm going to bring Roman anyhow because I am prioritizing his health. And then when I reread the email, I saw that you guys went after him as well. That's the part that I'm really upset with. If you guys have an issue with me, that's one thing. And you've consulted your lawyer and you think that you're doing the right thing, but now I've given you a lot of context. But the way that you've handled the situation, I believe there's a lot of other options that could have been chosen. And I think I could have been treated with a lot more compassion, a lot more respect. And I don't like the fact that people are unilaterally making these decisions and just essentially throwing me in the trash like I mean nothing, like I'm just a piece of garbage. And you're discriminating against my son. That's the impression that I have. My last question, though, is why was the email sent on a Friday at 3 p.m., although I had taken the appointment with him a month before?
I wasn't there in December, and when I came back in January, one of my employees told me that you called for an appointment for your son, and that they didn't feel comfortable, and they want me to write you a letter to say that we're not going to be longer the supplier for dentist service. By the time I reached out the lawyer, and she took my email, she corrected, and she sent it back, so it was Friday 3 p.m. It wasn't the best. I'm not proud of it, but it was the best I could do with my situation.
Are you going to go back to your staff and explain to them what I've spoken to you about?
Yeah, we'll speak with Dr. Lafontaine first because she's the owner, and after with Dr. Mungione, of course.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.